So my next questions to Mr. KJ. All right. So have you ever done an online interview, or have you ever seen this video resume before?
Oh, okay. Talk about online resume. I have my online resume as well. I think when I pass my CV to UNIMAP, I think there's a QR code there. So you can just, beside you read my resume, you can just scan the QR code. There are two QR code there. One is for YouTube, my YouTube channel, and also another one is my podcast. So I agree with what IR Raza is saying. It's about to have your your Facebook to have a very positive vibes. That's what we call sentiment analysis. If I were to do solution, if I were to do smart city, when people talks about one city, what are the things that people talks about? Is it good things or a bad thing? So we can do sentiment analysis. In fact, as what we have been talking about, we need a special skill beside the skills that you have as a technical parts. So I saw a lot of your final year projects. Sometimes the content is good, but because of the video quality and the video arrangements are not so good, makes the products down to the earth. Okay, so that is how actually you do a bit of marketing towards your final year project. So if you don't know how to learn, you don't know how to edit the video, learn. There are a lot of YouTube channels available. In fact, I'm not an artist, but I use KineMaster, use editing by my phone, and then since we are using Mac, we can use iMovie to do editing, a lot of things. So put it nicely and learn how to do it. And in fact, as I mentioned earlier, I think these kind of skills that the students need to have, learn how to become a content writer, learn how to become a storyteller. These are the skills that you need to add on to what you have been doing in UNIMAP, because this is where you tell people what is your product is all about, what is your final year project is all about. So with this one, I think your potential employers will look at you and then say, "Oh, this guy can talk. This guy got point. This guy do," and then support with your product. Then you got it. So yeah, I did a lot of video resume, and then do a lot of accept a lot of video resume. Then from there, actually, we are doing filtering. Then finally, we go online to do so-called online interview and so forth. So one thing that I strongly suggest the students need to do a lot of additional skill set on the video editing, and also please to have your own channel, not to tell about bad things, to tell what you have learned. This is one way that you can have your own so-called, I would say, masa dulu or last time, I used to have a small notes. Then I have a full scrap paper, I fold it down and put it in my pocket. So now you can have your own podcast channel. All right, I do have my own podcast channel. You can just say Sembang Teknologi Kamaru Zaman Jahidin. You can see a lot of talks that I've been doing beside the TVs, radios. Do a lot of that. Then sometimes I just put what I think and then what I just thought of it. I record it audioly and then put it inside my podcast. Then sometimes I just play around with my podcast besides listening to the music, but you can also listen to your podcast channel. So it's a free anyway. So don't waste your time. So the more that you have that, you can put inside the resume, then the potential employers can see, oh, this guy having a lot of thoughts here and there. That is where I think Ayaraza also agreed on putting more like soft skill contribution to the society. This will help you into getting a job. So my advice to you, to student, is a last advice. Very a small quote: speed is the new currency for business nowadays. So as what Dr. Saravanan said, you have to be fast. All right, you have to be fast in terms of this digital economy. And then if you go on the small startup, if you were to go on the small startup also, you have to be fast. And now people talking about the fast fish is eating up the big fish. So that's a quote. All right, back to you, Saratu.
Right. Thank you, Mr. KJ. It's very good advice, indeed. My last questions for Mr. Zaman. So what about Intel? Have Intel done an online interview as well? So any tips for the students?
Yes, of course, and I don't wish to add anything new. I think my twin have just summarized it so eloquently. And the only key word I would just wanted to echo is storytelling. I think he said it so well. I do not wish to add anything further than that. The only key word I love the most in his last remark is storytelling. You need to tell a story. And if you can tell that eloquently and impactfully, I think you not only you would land the job, I think you would land a very successful professional career. Right.
Can I add a bit, Saito?
Yeah, sure.
Before that, we are the businessmen, right? Like me and other people, right? So we want to sell things. So I even go to the Finas Film Negara Malaysia to learn how to write script for the movie, learn how to actually video shooting, learn how to do how the directors do. That's what I put myself up by doing all these things beside the technical specialty that we have. So these are some points that the students has to look into. Okay, thank you.
Right. Thank you, Mr. KJC. I think nowadays we have a lot of platforms. We have a lot of how to learn to do video
Yeah,
editing,
and
right?
and one tips there, right? As we were talking about final year project, and as my twin was explaining how impactful digital presence in terms of video, I just want to give a comment of a recent set of projects that I reviewed. I had the opportunity to review. Some of them have mistakes that shouldn't be there in the first place. Grammatical error, typo, spelling. That sets a very poor impression for an audience who looks at your result output for the very first time. So check and double check and triple check and check again before you publish anything. So it's great to create a digital presence, but do it like what Zaman said, KJ said, right? Go and get the right learning tools and improve your skills before you put anything out there. And don't put out something that shows your things that you shouldn't have put it in the first place. Spelling errors, it just I do not know what to say.
Yeah, it's annoying, right?
Yeah, thank you. That's it. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Mr. KJ. Thank you, Mr. Zaman. This is very good duo twin.